So, Real, the Heartbeat of Education. The idea of this acronym, and later now a book, really stemmed from today in the 21st century. There are so many things that are taking over humans' jobs. For example, there are trucks that drive themselves. Like one day, humans will not be needed for some things that they've always been needed for. But there are some things that take technology, artificial intelligence, none of that can ever replace. For example, there are stores now that you can just walk in. You use an app to get in, you can buy your groceries. These are jobs that will one day be taken over by artificial intelligence. So it's important that we train our kids to be marketable. And there are a few things that I honestly believe that technology will never be able to replace. For example, artificial intelligence has no heart. It has no heartbeat. It has no passion. Those are the things we have to link in to the kids. We need to find out what is it that is their passion. What is it that drives them forward? What are their real experiences, their life experiences, as well as their dreams, their ambitions. And we really need to tap into that because technology is missing that piece. It doesn't have the real connections. It's not relatable. It doesn't expose vulnerability. It's not approachable. It's not learning through life. It is programmed. And so I'd like to talk to you just for a few minutes about Real, the heartbeat of education. Why it's important that we add this piece into the mix of education. Why it's important that we tap into the children's passions to lead them to be marketable for the jobs of the future. We're always saying we're training our kids for the jobs of the future. So we're helping them to get connected on technology, which, by the way, I love technology. I'm a very connected educator. But I do think there are some things that we need to stay true to who we are. And that's the one thing that technology is never going to be able to replace. So I want to tell you a little bit about one of my experiences. We're just going to talk about the R in Real, relatable. How do you relate to one? And I think it goes back to when I was a little kid, I loved school. It was my favorite place to be. And I didn't love home. Home was a scary place for me. And home, my parents struggled through life's decisions. And so it was very difficult for them raising kids. But school was a safe place. School was a place where I received a lot of love and tender care. And it's also the place where I met my second grade teacher, whom I adore. She saw this little girl who was full of zeal and full of passion, even though she may or may not have come from a broken home life. And she just took a lot of time with me. I wasn't reading, I was struggling a little bit in school, and I wasn't meeting up to par with my peers. But she was like an angel. She saw something in me. She said, "What is it, Tara, that you love?" And I'm like, I don't even know what I love. I love coming to school. But this woman right here taught me to read, and she taught me to love writing. And to this day, that is my passion. It's what I do. I've written ever since then in a journal. I journal daily, and it's all because of Mrs. S. She taught me that you can write about things that you could never change. It was circumstances in my life that I couldn't deal with personally. I could just write it down. And so I kept this little diary that she locked and kept it into her file cabinet. But when this woman taught me to read, and she taught me to write as an outlet of life, she tapped into my passion. And that is when this little girl started to really find out who she really was. And I started to believe that I was an overcomer. I didn't have to be like my family. I didn't have to make the choices that I've seen a lot of people make. And I became the first generation graduate because this woman tutored me every day when I got off the bus. She showed me a little bit of love, and she taught me to read and to love writing. So I really do believe that this real connection, it couldn't be made with a teacher online. It couldn't be made with a robot. It couldn't be made with artificial intelligence. It needed a real person to tap into a real kid and figure out her passion and help her to learn what it was, and then kind of just to hold the mirror in front of me and say, you see this, Tara? I see this in you. Like, you've got this. You can be an overcomer. And when that one person believes in you, like, anchor onto that. You hold on to that, and it takes you through life. I mean, I am still to this day following through with that passion that she taught me in second grade. So it's all about being connected. I love getting connected and being connected, but I'm talking about a real connection, not just putting yourself out there on social media. However, I think when you can tap into who you really are, you can share it with the world, because everybody needs to be real. Everyone needs to stay true to what they love and bring it into their work. That's when we thrive. That's when our job is no longer just a job. It is what we do because we love it and we want to be there. And so I just hope that, and I'm not going to go through the entire acronym of REAL, but I hope that somewhere in life you find a way to be relatable, expose a little vulnerability, stay approachable, and always learning through life. Because truly that's what people connect to, and it is the heartbeat of what we do. And of all professions in the world, educators have to tap into kids' passions. It's what we were meant to do. So no matter your role in education, no matter your role in society, stay real.